Hey, Big Moe.
Hey, what's up, Jamie? How are you?
How are you, man? You're doing good?
Good, man. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Perfect. No, I'm doing good, man. The first week or two, I was losing my mind with the kids and everything, but cannot complain. Very blessed and grateful, but at the same time, we're doing what we're doing to keep on moving forward, right?
Yeah, so you got to think positive. Got to move forward for sure.
That's exactly it, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you just tuned in, welcome on the Nick and Jimmy Show. We have a special guest today, Mr. Big Moe. Big Moe, Big Moe. Hold on one
What's up,
second.
guys?
Yeah, what's up?
What's
So,
up? Hi, everyone.
yeah, Big Mish. We
Big
have the
Mish.
Whisper Snapper here,
Yeah, Nadeem. It's my boy from Dubai.
Dubai.
Yeah, we're going
Um,
international on this call.
of course, yeah. We had actually, I don't know if you know George Farah.
Yeah,
He's an international trainer. Man, so many people tuned in from Iran to Lebanon, Egypt, Dubai, you name it. So I'm sure because of you, a lot of people will tune in from Dubai and outside of Canada, North America, let's say, right?
yeah, for sure.
So talk to us, Mo. Um, who are you? For the people that don't know you, who are you and what do you do?
So basically, I'm an entrepreneur, basically specialize in event marketing. I've been throwing events since I was 18 years old in Montreal. Did that for almost 15 years. Then lived actually a year in Dubai and started this startup called Venue Genie, which is a
Hmm.
Airbnb for event spaces. I thought it's like an evolution of what I used to do, basically getting people together, throwing crazy events, but making it much easier and I guess access to a lot of venues much faster and resources much faster to plan people's events.
No, it's a very, very interesting concept, and ladies and gentlemen, I sat down with Big Mo. When was it? A month ago? Two
Yeah,
months ago? We filmed an episode in the car called a car ride. But the challenge was right when our editor, our producer was editing everything, we noticed the quality was very poor. So we're like, you know what? Let's let's book another appointment. But this happened.
yeah,
COVID-19 happened, right? So
COVID-19. We were talking a bit about it because we didn't know what was going to happen back then.
it's true. Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah,
And actually, when you came to the office, it started. I think Dow Jones went under 18,000,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
A big panic and everything. You were talking about the
Yeah, we
huge
had the
threat.
first incident. Yeah, exactly.
Correct, yeah. And how is COVID-19 with you? Like, because in your situation, there's no events happening. How did it affect you?
So basically, for me, it affected where all my events got canceled. So all the well, basically, I do both. So I help people plan their events and facilitate it, and also myself, I plan also events for other clients. All the weddings for the year basically canceled. Birthday parties, we booked a few lost for a few clients, all canceled. Everything got canceled, and it's basically adjusting, you know. So it's like basically doing the customer service part. I guess at the beginning, a lot of people have a lot of questions, so I have to be like they're already stressed, you know, that their events or wedding are getting canceled. So I have to give them all the details a lot faster. And some of these venues also have dealing with their problems. So I'm trying to be the middleman to deal with everyone to make sure, hey, don't worry, everything's fine. Right now, everything's on pause, but yeah, the hospitality and event industry took a nice punch. Like stock market, yeah, we
Uppercut,
took a
big
it's
uppercut.
a huge, big uppercut, and it's not we're trying to adapt and adjust, but it's been difficult to be honest. But I'm thinking positive and forward.
Of course. But in your opinion, how do you think this will change? Because a lot of
Well,
things will change in the near future, right? Because of what's happening right now.
I think it is going to change, but I think there's different change of like example, is everything going to go back to normal, and things have changed. Like example, how are these venues going to adapt and adjust in terms of events? I think it depends what the solution is in the market. So if it's going to be, there will not be events if there's no vaccine. That's my opinion.
Of course, yeah.
If there
At
is no
least,
vaccine, there is no events that will happen in
mhm,
around the world. My friend also, he works in Vegas. He told me everything's canceled until August there. So it's people gathering is huge. And it's like, you know, us people, we do like basically three things, you know, talk about a lot of ideas,
of
talk
course.
about people, you know, like incidents, like, you know, The Last Dance, Michael Jordan. You like talk about the people like that, and then you
I
also
still
talk
didn't
about
watch it so far. I want to watch it. Yeah.
it's very inspiring. Perfect timing, actually. I think that will get people's mind off COVID. And then
Yeah.
the last thing is people talk about is events, you know? So it's like, it's a big part. I think even if the people, it's going to be like more focused on sanitization, being clean and everything, and then just showing that. It's more of a psychological point of view. Just saying like, you know, you have hand sanitizer there. Hey, how welcome, and doing small things like that. I think there a lot of brand awareness and marketing will go behind like the cleanliness of the venue, how they prepare the food, like you're seeing now for restaurants. You know, so a lot of
Hmm.
the big brands, talking to actually my friend Nadeem from Dubai, was talking about a lot of big brands are focusing on that, like staying clean, sanitization. Also, a lot of catering companies doing that here. So I think they'll focus on that. But maybe I'm in denial. But I think after that, then people are going to act normal. But that's just how I think.
Yeah,
But
we'll see what
we don't know
happens.
how long that's going to be, though.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's uncertain times, right? Because things change on a daily basis.
Yeah, exactly. Well, things change on a daily basis, but now we know it's like no events until August. A lot of people are postponing. Like I have one wedding postponed till December, then a lot of them are the next year. But like people in their mind are thinking, okay, this is gonna be fixed with by that time, and things are gonna go back to normal. I think it's more like then which industries it's gonna roll out. Like I think it's in phases. Like the restaurants, I think for sure are gonna try to recuperate whatever survives through this, and
Hmm.
then after slowly, I think restaurants, and then I think personally clubs and bars will be the last. Will be the hardest to recuperate
Hmm.
just because it's just like people just enjoy going to restaurants and stuff like that. It's lifestyle. So it's very complicated, very complex, and it's like even I was talking to my friend the other day. It's just we don't know how to look at it. Like, what angle do you look at this? There's no real way, you
Yeah.
know?
No, we had a conversation with, I don't know if you know, I'm sure you know Massimo Lekis from Fiorellino. We also have Peter Mamas.
Yeah, for sure. I know.
They're
I worked
both
with Peter.
they're both professionals in the restaurant business, gurus in the restaurant business, and they said we don't know what's going to happen. Right? Obviously, right now the ones that are taking a big beating are the high end restaurants, the steak houses, this and that. But the ones that fast food like Saint Hubert, Ocook, whatever the case is, fast food, Bustan, takeout, delivery, their sales are probably increasing, right? Because people are at home.
Yeah, they have to adjust. We actually, I'm also helping doing a lot of marketing for a restaurant called Delilo. So they're
Okay.
Italian Portuguese restaurant. So I'm just keeping busy while helping other small restaurants also to survive doing marketing. So for Delilo, we do a lot of they reopened, and then we start pushing like content. Hey guys, we're open, letting people know about pickup and delivery. So I agree with you. Just how to adjust. Like they
Exactly.
decided to close. I'm like, no, it's worth the risk. Open, push forward, and to adjust. But I agree, the big steakhouses, like I'm
Yeah.
very good friends with the 40 West and all them. It's very hard for them, and it's uncertain.
No, think about it. They were saying, okay, they have a reservation, a table of eight. How are you going to sit them? Are they going to be next to each other, right? Are they going to, it's very complex, but time will tell. We'll see what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think there's sort of different ways. I was watching on like an example for Amazon, their warehouse. They have like a whole detector and whole process system behind it, but it's too expensive. It won't be here. So I think the only like I was talking to my friend Danton, he was saying basically if you could vaccine even 50%, it'll also stop the spreading by a lot. So the healthcare workers, the older people, then us, we recover. But then
Hmm.
if that's the case, then like you said, what is it? There's so many different scenarios that like
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everyone's going to figure out whatever the standard is and just push it through. I have a question
Totally.
here from Nick. What's the concept around Venue Genie?
Yeah. Let's
So,
start with that.
it's your show. You tell me. I'm just reading.
Perfect. Well, before we do that, actually,
Yeah. Tell me.
your friends in Dubai, I'm just curious, how are they handling? Is it a shutdown in Dubai too?
So Dubai actually, we have it the best. We're very spoiled here. So Dubai actually, so basically they're all in lockdown. They need to ask the government to leave the house. So you need to
Okay.
ask requests. So like you can't just leave. You have to ask requests from the government. I'm going to example grocery store, and then they actually know all the routes to get there. So you can't be like wandering off and chilling and going do things. So it's very strict, but they're also they've always been like top class in terms of responsibilities and things to do. It's much more different than North America. I don't know if you saw, I posted before, like how they're sanitizing the streets and everything.
Hmm.
Like they went all out already. So in terms of like I have a big chunk of my friends in Dubai, so that's what they're doing, and everyone's working from home. A lot of agencies and stuff like that, so everyone's doing everything from home right now. But basically, the case around the world is basically stay home and everything. But we're lucky in Canada. There's a lot of programs to help like entrepreneurs and
Yeah.
businesses and stuff like that. I think that's the two main differences between the two sides.
Very nice. So, ladies and gentlemen, whoever's tuned in right now, welcome on the Nick and Jimmy Show. We have a special guest, which is Big Moe. And if you have any questions, don't be shy to ask. So, we're going to go through a few questions. I'm going to scroll up here. You said you saw Nick. Let me see here. Let me go. Big Mish, Big Moe, Karim Dab.
Yeah, he's head of PR at Uber, actually.
Nice. They took a hit too, of course.
But
It's
they're a good
Aya.
initiative. Aya,
Sorry?
yeah. Yeah, Aya, I was helping her plan her wedding, actually.
Okay. Sure. Yazmo. Nick's question. He said there was a question here because a lot of people didn't know. I didn't see any question from Nick. So,
He
uh,
says, what's the concept around Venue Genie?
okay. So, what is the concept around Venue Genie? Thank you, Nick.
So basically, the concept behind Venue Genie was uh, I realized as I'm throwing a lot of events that there was a lot of people finding it hard to find different venues. Like Mo, we have an event of this size, find us a private room. One of my first clients was actually 40 West. They had like three different private rooms. And I saw at the time when I was doing Big Moe production, how everything was going digital.
Hmm.
And then like, from Facebook to Uber, Airbnb. So I'm like, I'll be cool. We have this for event spaces. But to create the concept and how to build this was very difficult. We say Airbnb for event spaces, but it's not. It's basically the website's simple. It just has most of the restaurants, lofts, halls, and the concept is basically it's a platform where you could do it yourself. You could just message the venue directly,
Hmm.
or give them even a call. So it's very simply. We built it very simple and very easy to use. And like our purpose was like I just love bringing people together, and this was just a platform how to get this done and really and very fast, and also getting to know what's in the market in your city. So
Of
like
course,
these are all the venues. Yeah,
you've been doing that you've been bringing people together since you were like 18 years old, right?
yeah, exactly. So yeah, now we've been in the event industry for like over 20 years. So it was a big pivot, though. It was very hard to build it where it's at now. Before we had the commission model and everything, and we found that was too corporate. Like it was more about the business. I wanted to be more about helping the people. So it's like here's the venue name. We're not hiding anything. Here's their email. Here's their phone number. Call them. We're here for you to find the venue and for you to be happy and find it easy for you to plan your event. So that was
Yeah.
the whole concept behind it. And eventually, like also like we filter a lot of the venues. So like once we start filtering all these venues, it's like easy. So a lot of people didn't know like a lot of these venues didn't exist, or private rooms
Hmm.
or lofts. So we've even planned the Stanley Cup party for Corey Crawford back in the
That's
days.
right. Yeah.
So yeah, it comes very resourceful having something like that. And I think the game of any business is speed. So it's like how fast. Like someone's like, I want to do, example, plan a wedding. I have this in mind, or an event, and you show them three options really fast. It just they're like, wow, like how do you do that? So that was the point of the platform. So that's
And no, it's good. And you have a big team of people to do this, right? Like your programmers and everything.
So actually, I went about this because I'm self-funded to actually freelance everything. So started learning about digital tools and how to manage a team. Like I work from home, so it's like basically I don't have an office with like 28,000 programmers and developers and designers.
Hmm.
I just learned from around the world where the best designers and best quality per price, and then same thing for developers, and see what you want, and just kept on like continuing to grow the platform how the user wants. So I'd get like a lot of event planners. What do you think? And it's that's basically how I did it. But everything was virtual actually. So for us, like we're lucky that like Venue Genie didn't take a hit because we just paused everything. We lost, yes, all the sales that we're supposed to have, but like in terms of like keeping the company afloat, the costs are very like we just paused all the freelancers, so it didn't hit us as big. So That was the concept since, and it was good because it got me to learn all these digital tools I keep on learning about,
Hmm.
and how to basically evolve. And this is the perfect timing to do that. So,
No, it's a great idea. And this is only in Montreal, right? Not Toronto, New York, Florida.
yeah. So I've been working in quarantine. So we opened Montreal, Toronto, Ottawa, Quebec City. I think we're working on Vancouver next. So we've
Nice.
been able to scale. We're at the end of quarantine. We're trying to scale at least through Canada. Just focus on Canada. So we've done that. And next is just where we're stuck right now is that we can't promote. So it's like,
Hmm.
how can you promote an event now? So
Yeah.
we're looking at different options, but working on operations, how to make operations better, and different things, how to improve it. So we're focusing on a lot of different aspects of the business that we never looked at. So that's where we're at right now.
And you started this, what, 3 years ago, 2 years?
It's been 2 years, I think now, 2 years ago. So we'll be third now. Well, this is going on our third.
Okay.
But yeah, so basically the first part was seeing if the model exists, like if it would work. And
But
then
your idea
after,
started because you were working in Dubai with your cousin, right? Or something like that?
so the idea started when I was here, actually still doing nightlife.
Okay.
Um, but if anyone knows, like back then we didn't have like now there's so many resources online, it's incredible. But when I was doing it here, I couldn't find developers, design. I couldn't find any resources. I tried to do like I tried to do it so many different ways. It didn't work. I tried to even hire a company agency, like a proper agency to do it. They quoted me like $250,000 just to build it. I was like, whoa,
Crazy.
that's crazy. So
Yeah.
so I went, yeah, I learned everything actually in Dubai. So I went to visit Nadeem in Dubai. And when I was there, my other friend Tarek and Ronnie had a digital agency company, so they brought me on board, and I ended up staying there for a year, learning how an agency works and how to build an agency and how to grow it and resource and work with a team.
And you learned from
Also,
there.
yeah, I learned everything from there. Then that summer was my friend Dante's birthday wedding. Like I had my brother's wedding, my friend Marco's wedding. There was like five there's like 5 to 10 weddings that summer. So I had to come back, and then when I came back, I decided to stay and just start building. So I built it at the end of 2017. So I started building it, and then um, trial and error until we got to where it is now. So yeah, that's where the idea came from. But I just saw there was a need in the market, just because even when I message event planners, they're like, we have trouble finding venues. We just can't find venues. They're like, oh my God, we need this, we need this. So it's been a crazy journey. Now to adapt with COVID is even crazier. So it's and we actually just nailed our business model just like in March. Like we just started doing the sales and everything, and that's when everything paused. But it's good because now I'm learning how to do better operations, better sales, better processes. So
Bravo. You should be proud of yourself, man.
thanks, man. Thanks, man.
So Dimitri wrote here, which is Nick's nephew, by the way, can you explain a bit how agencies work if I would want to start my own?
So one of my very, very good friends, Mike, we've been helping each other for the last 5, 6 years, and he has an agency. I used to have an agency actually on the side with Big Moe production because I saw the power of digital. We built Mumba's website back then with the ticket system. We built La Belle La Boeuf's website. We built Carlos and Pepe's. So basically, that's how I worked with Peter Mamas. We built all those things back then. Agency it depends. It's all about resources and like why you want to open an agency. There's
Hmm.
a lot of ways of getting talent around the world through tools like Upwork,
Hmm.
and but it's basically your purpose, like where you want to go. So agency is very broad. So you could do like just focus on branding. You could just focus on e-commerce. You could just focus on Shopify. You could focus on like mine's a platform, so everything's custom. So that's a completely different agency where, example, Mike doesn't touch that stuff. And then inside an agency, you have things like strategy. Like Nadeem does brand and communication strategy. Like my other friend Kareem, he does the PR stuff. So it's so broad that you need to dig deep on in terms of building an agency and why
Hmm.
you want to build it and in which field. Like, is it branding? Is it just marketing? So like, there's a lot of things like just marketing, advertising, doing ads online, Google ads, just digital marketing, which is just growing the person's business where the stage I'm at now. The last
Okay.
month
So
and a
a
half,
lot
I'm
of
just learning.
preparation.
Yeah, like it's really like if you Google the internet tree, I think it's called the internet tree. You'll see like all the like the stems of digital marketing. And then you got to see what you love. And then from my experience, like you need to know how to do it yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
So like if it's ads or digital ads, like me and Mike, we've been driving ourselves nuts for the last month learning about SEO. It is the most complicated, craziest thing I've ever seen. Like it doesn't make sense. It's very complex. So it's like you gotta know what you want and love to do. But you know, like I have another girl. She has a small agency. Also, Gabby. She does online marketing for AdWords, Facebook ads, and like you know, just focusing on that and killing it, you could work. You know, for products and services.
Yeah.
So in terms of agencies, that's maybe I give too much information there, but basically it's you have the branding, you have the development, and you have the growth. So development is building websites, branding is like all the design stuff, and then growth is the marketing. From there, you could focus on one, which I suggest, see which one you like, and then when you dig deeper, niche into one.
Perfect. So you need to have your own niche, right? Or find your own niche.
You need to find your own niche where you think it's also profitable, because a lot of things where you, like I do a lot of like I help a lot of small businesses, but it's not my business. I do it to help, but like I can't make money from it. Like I like they're like, Mo, we need to do social media. I'm like, okay, here you go. But like I'll give them the resources, but I can't open a company and do that. There is no money. You know, there's money in websites, but it's also people need to understand the most important is your process, your onboarding, how you bring in a client. So when you bring in a client, what are the right questions to ask? And also, so you don't have the back and forth. Like the first time I did my first agency was with my friend Ismail, and we were going back and forth, driving each other nuts because we didn't know the right process, the right questions to ask. This is very important. You need to know the right questions to ask. That's why you need to know it yourself and study it and understand it. And what I suggest is even either working at another agency or experiencing, like, let's say I want to go into branding. I find all the top branding and like even inquire for you to do a branding contract with them and see their process and how they do it and what they focus on. But it's a huge world. And it's funny because I find like in COVID right now, it's the only thing that's actually moving forward is softwares, and like a lot of digital agencies that are doing work online virtually is there's still, I don't think it's as much, but they're still at least moving forward.
No, for sure.